Hello guys, I'm Perpatura. I will explain everything you need to know about trophies. Because I see so many players doesn't really understand how the system works. Let's start and explain what are trophies good for. Trophies determine your ranking in general, and in depth they show your standing in the game. Players that have upgraded strategically better than others and are more active have usually more trophies in the same level range. Trophies also determine the alliance ranking. Recently they've added a ranking system based on torches that you win in wars. Both rankings are available right now and you can switch between them. As default, torch ranking is shown now. The trophy system is an evolving system. The developers have to adjust minor or major things depending on how players adapt. I have to tell you the story of the trophy system, how it was in the past and how it is now. That way you can understand why the system has to undergo adjustments. So let's start with the story. At the beginning the trophy system had a very defense dependent layout. You would gain very few trophies from attacks. If I remember correctly, it was 1 to 3, usually one trophy, and if you lost many. About 15 to 25 or even more. So it's obvious that you gained your trophies from defense. There was not directly a one-to-one transfer of trophies between players. If you lost a battle, you lost the trophies and the player gained them, but if you won, the player would lose a lot more than you gained. That was very counterproductive for a game, because it made players lazy. Why should you take the risk of attacking and losing a bunch of trophies in return of only one? And the defenses also were stronger at that time. So the system changed. The minimum of trophies that you would get from an attack was now 3. And the stronger the enemy was, the more trophies you would get, and the defenses were also nerfed. That may sound good, and it worked at the beginning. The major problem here was that you would even get trophies for a loss. And some players abused it. They had an opponent that gave them a lot of trophies, they just went until the gate and retreated there, gaining many trophies. And they've done that over and over, causing some high level players to get farmed really hard. I've never understood why people were doing that. There was no reason. If you were strong for your level, you could attack normally all day long and gain trophies. At that time I've done that and I was constantly in the top 10. Then they removed the trophy gain on losses and it got a bit more stable. But still there was a counterproductive component in the system. Because very low level players could just stay at a certain level without evolving, having full upgraded defense and offense and farm trophies all day long. The first ranked player was level 32 or something like that, if I remember correctly. I was still in the top 10, sometimes top 2, until the system changed again. They've introduced a rating system that will compare you with other players at your level, and depending on that you will lose or win more trophies. We have this system until today. One thing that changed recently is that the maximum trophies that are possible to gain or lose from one battle is now 25. So what does this mysterious rating system? As I've already said, it compares. I will make an example to describe this easier. So for example, let's take all level 70 players and say that the average trophy count is 4000 trophies. If you are a level 70 player that has 4000 trophies, and if you attack a player that has also these stats, you will gain 3 trophies on a win or you will lose 3 trophies on a loss. If you attack a level 70 player with 4500 trophies, you will get for a win more than 3 trophies. Let's say for the example 10. But if you lose, you will only lose 3, because for a level 70 player, he has more trophies than the average player. That means he is better. Let's continue the example. If you are now a level 70 player with 4500 trophies, you are better than average. And it's obvious that you will have most of the time on your map only enemies that are worth 3 trophies. And if a level 70 player with 4000 trophies attacks you, you will lose more than 3 trophies because you are better than him. The good thing is, you shouldn't complain about that. If you have this state, you can consider yourself a good player. The more you gain, the more you can lose. And this system makes sense if you think about it. It keeps the trophy gap close, so that all players evolve together and not only the top players reach an unlimited amount of trophies. It makes the game more competitive and also allows new players to have a realistic chance of getting high in the ranks. So the conclusion is that the system awards good and active players, but also doesn't let them to reach an unreachable trophy count. Sounds good to me. 3 things that I want to add that may not be known. If you're a better than average player, you will appear more often as an opponent on other players' maps. And the second is, if you're a very lower than average player, the system awards you trophies. For example, if you are a level 70 player with 2500 trophies, you will gain 1, 2, 3 bonus trophies. These trophies aren't removed from the enemy. And the third is that blessings doesn't have a role in the trophy system. So either you are blessed or unblessed, the trophies you are worth are the same. That's pretty much it. That's how the system works. Is it perfect? Definitely not. But it gets better. It's hard to make it fair for everybody. For me it was fair before the changes because I was so high ranked, but I acknowledge that it wasn't for others. If you think that I missed something or you have questions, you can post them and I will try to answer them. Also, if you liked the video, let me know and I will make more in the future. Bye.